So the MGA market specifically, what's happening? So it's getting quite tough out there. Capacity is being far more careful about who they support. Anybody who's trying to run an MGA on an Excel spreadsheet is going to find it hard to survive through the renewal period. You've got to add more than just distribution. You have to show technical knowledge, you have to show consistent data, and you're going to have to show that you are partnering your capacity with a view to making an underwriting profit, and that the use of the data demonstrates that you're on top of your business and that you are looking to create the right returns for your underwriting capacity. We set up MGAM in 2015, and we set it up because we wanted to transform the insurance landscape. And by that I mean that there's a lot of antiquated systems in place, and those antiquated systems cost the industry a lot of money, and ultimately policyholders are paying for that cost. So I felt that having experience through underwriting and MGAs and distribution, we could do better, and we could do better by investing in superior IT services and platforms to create a system where we take the cost out of the transaction of the policy. The challenges that we were looking to resolve when talking to INSTANDA, we were looking at from the initial point of the input of the data, we could take that data and take it through to the insurer and the reinsurer, and that we could do so in a very quick and straightforward manner, that it was consistent. So, and the whole point is, in the MGA market, we deal with border, we deal with data, and we have rows and rows of data, and quite frankly a lot of it is inaccurate, and there's a lot of cost spent in cleansing data and making sure that we can fit it to, putting square pegs in round holes so that we can get it over to the carrier. The whole point about INSTANDA is that from the initial point it's key to the moment that the policy is bought, the policyholder gets a copy of his policy, the broker gets a policy of the policy, the MGA gets a copy of the policy, the insurer gets a copy of the policy, the reinsurer can have a copy of the policy instantaneously, and that revolutionises that data process for a delegation model. MGAM chose INSTANDA because it gave us great flexibility and the product was highly configurable. It was a slow start for us because we spent a lot of time making sure that we got underneath the bonnet of the product in order that then, when we started using it, we would accelerate the design and the output of the product. It was interesting because we were looking to see whether there was a platform that gave us from the quote and bind through to the output of the MI to the carriers. We could not find. There would be plenty of people who say that system exists. I couldn't find it. But what I could find is a system that enabled me to get clean data into a back office system, which then enabled me to run my MI, my analysis, and give consistent output to the carriers. The timescales were that we set the business up in the very beginning of 2016 with a view that we would not underwrite until January 2017. We had a year to build the platforms, and that's exactly what we did. We did not underwrite for 12 months. When we did the money raise, we said we will not be underwriting for 12 months. My previous experience, we'd started underwriting and then sort of backfilled on the IT. You never catch up. So by putting the systems in place and then commencing the underwriting, it took us the best part of a year. And what was interesting through that too is that I would say that we're now ahead of the curve, because by taking that time out to understand the systems, then when you go live, you replicate what you're trying to do much quicker, and it's much more efficient, and you're much more efficient in the process. When I look at what we wrote online back, back in early 2018 versus where we are now in mid 2019, something from 3% to about 20% of our book is now on an online platform, and that revolutionises the business in terms of our reach and also our cost basis. The service of INSTANDA has been excellent. We have had two IT relationships, one for our back office and then one for the quote and bind, which we do with INSTANDA. And I've done many IT projects over my life, and I have to say that those two have been absolutely fantastic. We've had one carrier turn around to us And we demonstrated the systems from the quote and bind through to the carrier MI. And he said, Jason, you've created Google to everyone else's Yahoo. And what a fantastic compliment. And that, that's because of the stakeholders, the support, and the help that we get from our stakeholder partners. If you're going to set up an MGA and you're considering what technology you're going to use, take your time. It is essential. You cannot underestimate it. It future-proofs your business. If you get it wrong, it will end your business. Nowadays, we're a regulated industry, and people want, at the touch of a button, data, MI, regulatory output. It is essential that you get it right.